Trident Luxury Lines, a universe of leisure. Trident Luxury Lines, style among the stars. Oishi. What's back here? Jemison Mercantile. Okay. Yeah, so we're back in New Atlantis. We are going to speak to, what's his name? Clone Daddy. I don't remember his name. Yeah, so let's talk to Clone Daddy. And we are in our swimsuit right now. Our beautiful, beautiful swimsuit.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
What a surprise, you're naked.
You and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places. I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for?
I don't know. Is there anything you want to tell me about your time in Londinian?
I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you were looking for?
Oh, we did, and a whole lot more.
Good news then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no?
Why are we showing all our cards right now? What? Please stop. You murdered UC citizens and you're going to pay for it. Now confess.
Now what in the heavens would make you claim something as ludicrous as that?
We're just gonna confront him now? Okay. Should have aimed better when you bombed Londinian. We found evidence they're tying you to the attacks. Just gonna keep it a little bit vague.
Quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a patently untrue statement reached the ears of the cabinet. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us.
So you really don't know anything about the attacks? Is that what you're claiming?
Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we?
I've got no plans to tell anyone. I just want to know the truth.
You want to hear the words then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti. New Atlantis. My doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian. Learning to synthesize it. Use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing.
Associate? Who have you been working
All
with?
in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble?
To work on something that long, this seems personal.
You can be more right. The attacks were a correction. When I discovered the plant, I did consider handing over what I'd found, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information that dangerous falling into the wrong hands. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once. Halting the spread of the city's Terramorph outbreak, and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential.
You didn't even trust your own people in the UC?
These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective had spies everywhere. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and overrun our worlds with waves of terramorphs. Just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. Sealing off the city to prevent mass death? It was the only option that made sense at the time.
You just said it took you years to use the plant outside of Londinian. You killed them for nothing.
Simple to say now. But with the outbreak raging from a barely understood source, the moment demanded quick action. So I did what was required. I removed the dangerous variable from an already catastrophic war. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made a decision. After all, I'd given everything for the colonies. My life as I knew it included. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the UC to protect my legacy? My daughter's legacy? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right again. My daughter, she becomes a hero. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, the research team, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the person responsible for the attack on New Atlantis. The dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated to take the fall. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought to an end by another unlikely hero. You.
I mean, it has been a while since we killed him, so... Why the hell do you care if the UC wants you as an advisor?
Why would I want to be in the good graces of the people who control my very life? I don't know, Captain. Maybe I still dream of a life outside these walls someday. A new face would be needed, of course, but it wasn't an impossibility. Though now, I'm not so sure.
So you murdered UC citizens just because of some slight against your honor? You're sick.
There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one and become the other. And we all benefited. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. I went to great lengths to ensure your and Hadrian's success. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to honor both you and Hadrian once this is all done. Isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity? Running jobs on the tail end of nowhere for the Vanguard? With only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday.
I'm richer than you think. What kind of honors are we talking here?
Something befitting the dedication to the colonies you two have shown. While of course they can't give you a command, responsibility like that has to be earned. The Cabinet does have access to considerable resources. I expect you'll be quite pleased with the result. And none of it would have happened without my intervention.
If you're waiting for me to say thank you, we're gonna be here for a while.
I'm simply looking for you to acknowledge the truth. And let's not forget the importance of our actual endgame. Eliminating the terramorphs. Securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. What we've set in motion is going to protect thousands. maybe millions of lives. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orleza's role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlez and Orlez alone. After all, I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together.
What kind of work are we talking about here?
Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this is all over. You would help me, like you did with Orlez. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though. If the cabinet learns I'm the one responsible.
So instead of working like a dog for the Vanguard, I'm working like a dog for you, basically, is what you're asking me to do. No, I'm not sure what I'm going to tell the cabinet.
Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger perspective in mind, Captain. We've done something great here. Let's not squander the opportunity to do more.
Still half naked. Speak with Hadrian Percival. Can we... Alright. We should get Andrasia first before we fast travel.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay
Yes,
here.
you need me? Ah, yes.
You know,
we are
like...
fine.
I still don't know how to access this room. I wonder if you can only access it if you decide to side with him. And this part too. Ooh, I missed this the first time. I'll remember it's down here. I'll take it some other time. Here they are. Anything to take in here? Adrian.
Perfect timing. We just got in.
So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against heat leeches as they are against terramorphs.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast enough. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Did my father tell you what he knew about the Lazarus plant?
Vavictus confessed. He organized the attacks from his cell.
I knew it. The second I heard that recording, I knew. Why? Did he say why he did it?
He said he was trying to fix the damage done to the Sanon name, make you and him into heroes.
It takes some deeply twisted logic to think anything did more harm to the Sanan name than him.
Vavictus. Alive.
Oh, now she knows
All this
too.
time. And the attack on New Atlantis was his fault, just to what, restore credibility to the family name? As if the man was not already responsible for enough death.
Well, once we inform the cabinet, They can ensure he won't be able to do anything like this ever again.
Honestly, I forgot she was there. What do you think the cabinet will do to him?
My hope would be that whatever connections he's got to the outside world disappear. Make sure his future schemes and machinations stay in his cell with him. But honestly, I'm not sure. He's in a unique position, and has done a special kind of harm to the colonies.
He deserves punishment.
Exactly. Bring justice to everyone he's hurt. So I guess that gives us our final answer. Nothing left to do but head in and see what the cabinet thinks of it all. Unless there was more to discuss. This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cabinet weighs in on a decision regarding the Terramorphs.
What do you think the cabinet will do when they learn about Victus's involvement in the attacks?
It's hard to know. Unlike my father, the cabinet aren't butchers. But killing UC citizens, along with everything else
Or
he's
so
done,
you
is
think. Maybe they're in cahoots.
unforgivable. But if you're really that concerned, you could request they be lenient. They might be willing to spare him.
What kind of risks are there if we decide to bring back the Asylees?
Asylees aren't hostile to humans, but they are megafauna. If someone decides to pick a fight with one, it could get ugly. But they've already been spread far and wide once before when the UC was raising them as livestock, so the risk of introducing them to new worlds is minimal. Using them to clean up the Terramorphs and leeches, though, it's not going to be nearly as expedient as the microbe would be. Given what we know now about the Lazarus plant, the speed of the job does matter. But going with the Asylees, we're at least dealing with known risks.
Which method of dealing with Terramorphs are you leaning towards?
Microbe is going to make the cleanup a whole lot quicker. If we're concerned about this Lazarus plant getting deployed again, that's the way to go.
The cabinet can secure the Lazarus plant, and then we're not risking any surprises when it comes to dealing with a microbe.
You're being paranoid. You know the science. You know we can make this safe.
I do know the science. I also know math. And a 1 in a million chance of a mutation isn't 0. So I guess we're still in discussion. Probably best at this point to let the cabinet weigh in, see if they have a preference.
I'm going to pause here. I'm going to have to get something. I'll be right back. Okay, nothing else on my end. Let's head in there.
And here we go.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can take. Oh, you're still here. Ooh. Okay, cabinet. We meet
Welcome
again.
back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis was no random occurrence, but a planned strike. Is what I'm reading here true?
Is that second report from who I think it's from?
This report comes from a particularly confidential source both you and I are familiar with, yes. Among the reasons its findings are so alarming. Now, is it true? Was the attack on New Atlantis planned?
That's correct, ma'am. It was a deliberate attack.
My God.
An attack? Using terramorphs? How is that possible?
You will all receive a full briefing once we're done here. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orles commit these attacks, Captain?
Or Lays.
The report isn't the whole truth. Orlace helped, but Victus organized the attacks.
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what?
That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sanon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
Play emergency recorder snippet.
Just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with Victus sooner. I intend to rectify that mistake immediately.
What's going to happen to him?
That will be up to the cabinet to decide. But I don't appreciate our mercy being taken advantage of.
I don't really care about his life being spared, to be honest. And like, if we spare his life, he's just gonna keep doing this shit over again. Granted, no one's gonna trust him ever again, so it probably won't happen, but I don't really care. Whatever the cabinet thinks is the right course of action.
It's well past due. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters at hand. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the attacks, the heat leeches, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now falls to the cabinet to ensure this can never happen again. As such, the cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials related to the plant will be classified to ensure no one else learns its true nature.
A sound decision, Madam President.
What sort of measures will the UC be taking to protect the Lazarus plant?
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances, and that our troop presence on Londinian is increased.
What benefit do they have of keeping it anyways? Securing the plant isn't enough, it should be wiped out.
We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another.
Destroying it and asking the Freestar Collective to help proves the UC has no ill intentions.
They are ultimately threatened as much as the United Colonies. To share what you know and what can be done to make us all safer can only foster good relations.
That That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like this occurring again, and further relations between our two factions.
2 birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the collective in the removal process. Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final topic. The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human worlds. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. But we all understand this is only a partial solution. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step must be deciding how exactly this all will be handled.
We're going with Sealies.
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aseles are the safer approach.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam President. It isn't dangerous. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. We were hoping your group might issue a recommendation. Major?
We've been having similar debates ourselves, but the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like to know your take on the matter.
My take is the Sealies. It takes longer time to work, but there's no harm in trying that first before we resort to using the microbes, because we know the microbes work like extremely fast. So we can try the Sealies first, and then if it doesn't work, then we can use the microbes. So yeah, deploying the Sealies is the safest route. That's my vote.
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
The first step in a bold new future.
Bolder, better, and brighter.
And I want giant dinosaurs.
Well, I need to write that one down for later.
Order, please. And Major Sanan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the Captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process immediately. Today marks day 1 for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you 3 the founding
TMD
members of the TMD. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to
want
display its
statues,
gratitude.
okay?
Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to our ranks.
Like I said, statues in the middle of New Atlantis.
For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
Andreas is in the background.
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
What's a Class 1 citizen?
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things for its cause. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement.
Hell yeah.
An additional reduction on the cost of colonial
Hell
goods.
yeah.
And I'm told the penthouse is rather
Hell yeah.
impressive.
Thank you, Madam President.
You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue your efforts spearheading the TMD's research on Mars.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground support for the TMD. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you'll have your pick of duties. Speak to your commander, Tuala, if I recall correctly.
More Radiant quests,
He
I
should
think.
be able to provide you with assignments going forward, plus help you collect the benefits that come with being named Class 1.
Okay,
On
okay.
behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincerest gratitude. This meeting is adjourned.
All right. A legacy forged. Complete a legacy reforged.
We're going to do everything in our power to make sure these Aseles are deployed safely and effectively.
That's fine and all, but... Huh.
Well, at least our perpetrator won't be hurting anyone else. A good find, Captain.
People
President.
joke, say those Varun zealots worship
Air
a
brew.
snake. But let me tell you,
Enjoy
it
the
ain't a snake.
penthouse.
It's some
One of the
kind
finest views in New
celestial
Atlantis.
being. They call it the Great Serpent. He's a real hellfino, but they think it is, and that makes them dangerous.
Yes?
Howdy.
Okay, let's check out that key. Oh, Carney's apartment key. Don't know where that is. Might be a unit beside my penthouse. Or around my penthouse. Let's talk to Tuala. Ooh, I never noticed that. The stars and everything. I thought it was just like a flat banner. Wait, I'm pretty sure it was a flat banner. Did they update this? Or am I just going crazy? Probably just going crazy.
Well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. Congratulations, Captain.
Let's ask again. Can you tell me what a Class 1 citizen is?
It's a high honor. Have to do something big for the colonies to earn that sort of designation. Only ever met a couple myself, and certainly never given one orders. You should be real proud.
Thank you, Commander. It's an honor.
No need to thank me. You brought this on yourself. I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for protecting the colonies discount.
Nice.
And the credits should be in your account now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access.
Rather drink engine oil than live in New Atlantis. That's rude. That's incredibly generous.
Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But with all that squared, it's time to get you a new assignment. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills, or you can help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any, new alien threats on the horizon. Any of those missions call to you?
I've done my duty, Commander. I think I'm going to take some time off from aliens.
Of course. You've earned some R&R. Once you're rested up and ready to head out there again, you come see me.
Alright. Let's go check out that penthouse. I think that's the place. Right over there. Yeah. Penthouse, baby!
Never a better time than right now to settle down and make New Atlantis home. If you're a citizen, of course.
Well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen, you've made quite a name for yourself in New Atlantis. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you one of the nicest pieces of real estate in the city. It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower. Best location in New Atlantis.
Why so far away is super blurry.
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
I'm interested.
Great! You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city. Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around town.
Building materials at ship's cargo hold. Let's find our Penthouse. Mercury Towers. Residential district. Okay, don't know where my tower is.
You're on the Vanguard, right?
Pioneer Tower, that's not it. Mercury Tower, here it is. Penthouse.
Oh, that movie was epic.
Definitely better than the last Interceptor.
But why did they replace the handler? I thought the actress was amazing.
She turned him down. She apparently signed on to do some Shakespeare film. King Lear, I think.
How many damned versions of Shakespeare do we need? I mean, after Kincaid's King Lear, why bother, right?
Huh? You have hidden depths, my friend.
Okay. And Mercury Penthouse key, unlock. Ooh, okay. Get door access here. Nice. Ooh, okay. Bedroom number 1. Bathroom. It's not even seamless walk-in. What? Okay, this is master bedroom. Ensuite? Hell yeah. Okay. Overlooking the spaceport. And then there's washing plus drying hybrid, I guess. Bedroom number 3, or I guess more like an office space. 2 bed, 1 den, and there's another place here. Storage. All right, cool. Thank you for watching. I'll end the video here. I will see you next time. Peace.